The Grange Prize is Canada's largest photography award, and this year the winner is Kristan Horton. The Toronto artist was one of 4 finalists whose work was displayed at the Art Gallery of Ontario and Chicago's Museum of Contemporary Photography. The public then voted, and they selected Horton's work, giving him the Grange Prize and a check worth $50,000. Kristan Horton is with us right now in studio. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And I was reading a little bit about you. You said, I would have been happy for any one of the 4 to have won. Yeah, any of us to have won, because the work was so outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great group. And I think one of the things I kept hearing from people I met was that not only were they interested to see who the prize nominees were, but that they felt it was a good exhibition. Didn't seem to me to be usual, that you can have works that work together for meaning, as opposed to just representation of an artist. And
the runners-up all got $5,000, right?
Yeah, that's a good feature of the prize, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good feature. So why don't we have a look at some of your art?
Yes.
And you can take us through it and tell us a little bit about it. We're going to start with Dr. Strangelove #1, and I think we have 2 as well. So tell us a little bit about this, Kristan.
Well,
you got them right up there.
Oh, great. Well, this is a project where I became very interested in Stanley Kubrick's film, Dr. Strangelove.
Right.
And I had actually watched this film probably for about 3 years straight, not intending it as an artwork, just out of pleasure watching it. And, you know, I think you just think of Star Wars fans watching hundreds of times, and you get some idea of how we get connected to films. But also that there's a technological condition for us that we can watch a film 300 times at home, whereas, you know, in the past we would have had to go to a theater. So I think it's, in a way, changing the way that we're looking. And it changed me. It changed me to look at a film that much. And as a result, I was in a position, in a sense, to put the film back together, because, in a way, after 3 years of watching it, you're really taking it apart. Mm-hmm. And I think I began putting the film back together just with whatever was close at hand, this cup, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. And then we've got, I guess, Orbit. Is that what this is?
It's part of the Orbit series.
Part of the Orbit series?
It's a photograph.
Tell us a little bit about that.
The Orbit series is, in a sense, kind of... Well, all my work tends to be, in a sense, takes things apart, puts them back together again, in a way. But the Orbit series is probably talking about that theme in terms of perception. You see, I just had these piles that accumulated in the studio that came from other projects. You know,
and you sort of just put them together.
And the piles became of interest. Not for any intrinsic property they had, but from I guess just a sort of a desire to see them from more than one perspective.
In looking at one of them, I almost felt like I was looking through a kaleidoscope.
Well, in a way that's correct, but in another way it's not correct. It's very much a kaleidoscope in that I'm encircling objects, which is the encircular is part of rotation is part of kaleidoscope. Also, rotation is one of the best ways to show difference between 2 images if you're involved in pattern. So kaleidoscope's very much part of it, but it's not pure kaleidoscope. I'm actually layering them up one photo at a time and making discrete changes. So it's not purely kaleidoscope, but it's pretty much there.
What are you going to do with your prize money?
Well, certainly I wish I could buy a large home in the middle of downtown Toronto with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll probably do what I usually do with money, which is to try to increase my free time as much as possible in order to make more works, and that's very likely what I'll do with it.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for sharing this with us.
You're welcome.
It's
fascinating. Thank you.